My name is Christy. I'm with Adelaide's Piano Services, and I'm going to show you how to make a string cover template for your piano. These are the things you're going to need. You're going to need painter's tape, a razor blade, and a pen. It can be a Sharpie pen, it can be a crayon, any kind of writing utensil. You're also going to need construction paper, thicker construction paper from Home Depot or Lowe's. Not that thin stuff, you want the thicker construction paper for this project. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do when you get your construction paper, you're going to roll it out to be about 60 inches in width and approximately at least a foot longer than the piano is. So I taped two pieces together to be 60 inches, and then in this case, this is a Baldwin R, so I have it rolled out to be about 6 feet. And then I throw it in there, and then make sure that I tape down the sides. There's about 5 points of contact where tape is, so one here, one on the other side, 2 in the corner maybe, and one right here. So it's nice and everything is pulled taut, as tight as you can. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of trim this side right here to lay over the piano just a few inches, but you want it to kind of follow the contour of the piano of the bent side here. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to kind of feel for the inner rim by folding that side right there, kind of just fold it, and as you're folding, you're pulling tight on the paper, so you're pulling, kind of folding as you go. I can put this down. Okay. And you'll notice that the very edge of the construction paper is on the very far edge, the outer edge of the flat rim, the flat side of the rim. That's where we want the construction paper. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take your pen, your writing utensil, and you're going to draw a kind of dotted line on top of that folded part of the paper, following the contour of the inner rim of the piano. Again, just kind of pulling tight as you go. Eventually, if you're right-handed, eventually you'll have to switch over to your left when you get close to the lid here. And eventually that line just continues straight, so you don't have to, you'll eventually take a straight edge and complete that line. Then we're going to move over to this side. Again, we're going to feel for that inside edge of the rim, pulling tight. Careful not to get marker on the piano. I can't emphasize this enough, just to feel for that inside rim of the piano, not of the music desk insert. Okay, and eventually I will take a straight edge and complete that line. Okay, and then we're going to find the stretcher. So the next thing we're going to do after we've traced the perimeter of the piano, the inner rim of the piano, we're going to make the marks of where our struts are. So we want to have, on a shorter piano like this, 2 support battens are okay, but generally if it's at least 6 feet or more, then we want to do 3. So in this case, I'm just going to locate, whoops. I'm going to remove some of the tape just so that I can lift up the front edge. And again, we're using painter's tape so that it doesn't mess up the finish, it doesn't pull off any of the finish. So I'm just going to locate where the struts are, capo bars. So we're going to make a mark right here, kind of right on top, or maybe right to the side of the capo bars that go horizontally. And then, so I'm just going to label this number 1, and then I'm going to take a straight edge and complete that, make a line there later. And then I'm going to make a second batten on capo bar number 1, label that 2, and then go over to the corner, find the base strut, and make sure that if there is a little horn right in the middle of the strut, which generally there is, sometimes there isn't, you want to avoid that. So we want to go to either the side, the top, or the bottom of that. In this case, we're going to go to the top. So we're going to feel for where that is right here. And we're going to draw another little dot right there. That's where we want it to travel through. So that's again going to be number 2. So we're going to have a second batten, structural batten, going this direction from dot 2 to dot 2. And that'll be good for this piano. You're going to take your straight edge and you're going to complete your lines. So you're going to go from, of course, 1 to 1 here, and just complete that line across. That'll be batten number 1. And batten number 2. Okay. And then you're going to just complete this line here. Complete this line along the straight end of the piano, straight side. And last thing you're going to do is label your template. Tape this little part down if you can. This is a Baldwin R. The very last thing you're going to do to your template is you're going to trim it. So take a pair of scissors, and you're going to trim your template exactly to how you traced it. And keep in mind that when I make the blanket, I'm going to make it about 1/2 inch larger than how you draw it, so that it allows a little bit of drape, that the fabric can drape a little bit. template's gonna look like in the end. This one is a little bit unique, this Baldwin R, where it has a little bit of a indentation in this section. Generally, you're gonna find this part of the piano to be straight. You're gonna roll this up as tightly as you can without deforming your template, and you're gonna send it to me in something similar to this. This is a little bit too narrow, but try to find something that's at least 60 inches in width and maybe 3 inches wide, and that should suffice. And I want to thank you for choosing Adelaide's Piano Services to make your string cover.